With these can-do videos, you'll see real-life situations where you have to introduce yourself, talk about your family, or give your contact information. So, by the end, you can do them yourself in Italian. This video is a small portion of our can-do course. To get the full course, including translations, grammar tools, and assessment tests, click the link in the description.
Welcome to Can Do Italian by ItalianPod101.com.
Ciao a tutti, sono Felice Angelini. Hi everyone, I'm Felice Angelini. In this lesson, you learn how to make small talk about the weather.
This is Karen Lee. She sees her neighbor, Anna Mancini, and starts a conversation by saying, "How hot?"
Che caldo.
Listen to the conversation and focus on Karen's comment. Ready?
Che caldo.
Sì, oggi fa caldo.
Once more with the English translation.
Che caldo.
How hot?
Sì, oggi fa caldo.
Yes, it's hot today.
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation.
Do you remember how Karen says, "How hot?"
Che caldo.
First is
Che,
what?
che,
After this is
caldo,
meaning heat in this context.
caldo, caldo,
Together, it's
che caldo,
literally what heat, but translates as how hot.
che caldo.
This forms an exclamation, and it's meant to elicit a response from the listener. Karen is expecting her neighbor to respond after she says,
Che caldo,
"How hot?"
Che caldo.
Let's take a closer look at the response.
Do you remember how the neighbor says, "Yes, it's hot today"?
Sì, oggi fa caldo.
First is
sì,
meaning yes.
sì, sì,
Next is
oggi,
today.
oggi, oggi,
After this,
fa caldo,
translating as it's hot,
fa caldo, caldo,
means heat.
caldo, caldo, fa,
Is from the verb
fare,
meaning to make.
fare,
Here
fa,
doesn't have this meaning. Instead, it is expressing an ongoing weather condition. In this case,
caldo,
heat. Together,
fa caldo,
it's hot.
fa caldo.
Altogether,
Sì, oggi fa caldo.
yes, it's hot today.
Sì, oggi fa caldo.
The pattern is
Che weather condition.
how, weather condition.
Che weather condition.
To use this pattern, simply follow
Che,
with a noun. In this lesson, you'll learn words and phrases related to the weather. Imagine it's cold.
freddo,
Cold.
freddo, freddo.
Say, how cold? Ready?
Che freddo!
How cold?
Che freddo!
Using this verbal exclamation to talk about the weather is meant to elicit a response from the listener or listeners. It's a way to start a conversation with an Italian speaker. Finding and creating speaking opportunities is an important skill, and probably more important than sharing practical observations about the weather.
Let's look at some more examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Che caldo! Che caldo!
Che freddo! Che freddo! Che afa! Che afa!
Che brutto tempo. Che brutto tempo.
Che bel tempo! Che bel tempo! Did you notice how the last two speakers, Mark and I, used slightly longer phrases?
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can-Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Che brutto tempo.
What bad weather!
Che brutto tempo.
Che bel tempo!
What beautiful weather!
Che bel tempo.
Note here,
Che,
translates as what. The pattern is
che. Phrase.
what phrase.
Che. Phrase.
To use this pattern, simply follow
Che.
with a phrase. In the first example,
Che brutto tempo.
what bad weather?
Che brutto tempo. Che.
Plus
Brutto tempo. Brutto.
bad.
Brutto. Brutto. Tempo.
Weather.
Tempo. Tempo.
Together
Brutto tempo.
is bad weather.
Brutto tempo.
Altogether,
Che brutto tempo.
what bad weather?
Che brutto tempo. Che bel tempo.
What beautiful weather?
Che bel tempo. Bel.
Beautiful.
Bel. Bel.
Let's review the key vocabulary.
Freddo.
Cold,
Freddo. Freddo. Afa.
humidity,
Afa. Afa. Brutto tempo.
bad weather,
Brutto tempo. Brutto tempo. Bel tempo.
Beautiful weather.
Bel tempo. Bel tempo.
Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say hit? Caldo. Caldo. And do you remember how Karen Lee says, how hot?
Che caldo.
Che caldo! Do you remember how to say yes? Sì. Sì. And how to say today? Oggi. Oggi. Do you remember how to say it's hot? Fa caldo. Fa caldo. Do you remember how Hannah Mancini says, yes, it's hot today?
Sì, oggi fa caldo.
Sì, oggi fa caldo. Do you remember how to say cold? Freddo. Freddo. And how to say beautiful weather? Bel tempo. Bel tempo. Do you remember how to say bad weather? Brutto tempo. Brutto tempo.
Let's practice. Imagine you're Anna, Karen's neighbor. Comment to Karen on how cold it is. Ready?
Che freddo.
Sì, oggi fa freddo.
Listen again and repeat.
Che freddo. Che freddo.
Let's try another. Imagine you're Ben Lee. Comment to your classmate on how bad the weather is. Ready?
Che brutto tempo.
Sì, oggi fa brutto tempo.
Listen again and repeat.
Che brutto tempo. Che brutto tempo.
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Mark Lee. Comment to your neighbor on how beautiful the weather is. Ready?
Che bel tempo.
Sì, oggi fa bel tempo.
Listen again and repeat.
Che bel tempo. Che bel tempo.
This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Now you know how to give an opinion about the weather in Italian. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.